Alright guys, welcome back to Valorant News. Team Sinatraa is officially out of the last chance qualifier and will not be making it through to Challengers or Ascension for the upcoming season. Will any of these guys continue competing regardless over the coming weeks? And how does Shui2K's team get on last night? Because they are on the brink of elimination as well. Very much enjoy your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Plenty to discuss as always. Firstly, Demon 1 confirms to be joining Evil Geniuses. We know that Demon 1 was meant to be on very briefly. Toast's team, right, DSG, they tried to sign Demon 1. He was probably a recommendation of many of the people that Toast actually talked to when building the roster. They scrimmed with him against Evil Geniuses, and EG thought, you know what, that guy's pretty good, let us sign him, and they did just that. So another member of their 10-man lineup here. So Evil Geniuses are preparing for the worst at the start of the season, that their team sucks as it might, and preparing to make multiple changes if necessary from their substantial bench they are building over there. Now, speaking of NRG, most of the matches that we have seen, all the scrims that have been leaked, Shanks basically goes on stream every day and leaks some sort of scrims, which I do respect. But there was one yesterday between NRG and the guards, which was worthy of note. A couple of guys pointed out to me that NRG here down 2-11 to the guards. So, of course, obviously it's scrims, doesn't matter that much. But most of the scrims I've seen so far have been very positive for G2, of course, a challengers team. But for the tier 1 teams, NRG looked one of the best in terms of what we've seen so far. They were winning, if not pretty comfortably, most of their scrims. 100 Thieves are also going to be very strong. But yeah, the fact that they're losing 2-11 here to the guards is pretty interesting because, look, we know that what FNS said a while ago now that, okay, it's only going to take them a week realistically to catch up to the level that 100 Thieves are with their advantage in terms of backlog of practice. But, maybe that's not coming to fruition quite yet, with the guard obviously doing a number on them right here so far in this particular map. Maybe they made the crazy comeback and managed to win it 13-11 or something, but maybe wasn't the case as well. Pretty funny, I thought, here from Toast on those topics, really. How do esports orgs actually make money? So, look, Toast is paying a fair bit of salary to his team and his coaching staff to make them work, and like he's made it there into challenges, and it's really well done from him and from everyone involved. But look, it's not easy to make money as an esports organization, especially in the present day with sponsorship revenues drying up and a lot of teams struggling right now. Even like a lot of organizations letting go of a lot of people. 100 Thieves have been cutting a lot of people from their budgets, like same I think with Cloud9 not long ago. So yeah, pretty difficult for a lot of teams. Content, of course, is king, and I'm sure Toast understands this as well, but I thought it was a pretty funny tweet, all things considered. Let's talk then about the Challengers last chance qualifier. 2 teams make it through to Challengers. We saw 4 teams confirmed in the qualifier the other day. We then saw, of course, 6 teams already got officially invited regardless. Don't know how Zinc managed to win this one against the Nation, but it's a pretty big round to actually keep them alive in this. But yeah, so the Nation, that's Shui2K's team, of course. They've been on the move. They played 99 strength yesterday. They took them down 2-1, and I don't know how they lost this 1v2, to be honest. Pretty outrageous that Brax's Stu managed to lose this one, but yeah, fair play. Zinc hit some nasty shots to win them that round, but it didn't matter. They won the series regardless, and they were oh so close to making the final qualification match. There's still a chance for the Nation, but a team there's no longer a chance for is Prod and Go, Team Sinatraa, or whatever people are calling it, that went out last night. Thought some funny stats here from Will Mind that the MVP of the LCQ, Prod, won his team 63% of rounds in which he got a first blood, but the 38 times he died first, the team ended up losing 74% of the rounds. He is, though, the Bucky kill leader. So there was some funny stuff about Prod. I felt a bit bad for him in a way because he was getting absolutely torched by his own team, and as how you can tell, this team wasn't really taking things that serious, right? Because Prod, who was going in as the entry, of course, at one point he was 1-14, and last night he wasn't having a great time, and the team was telling him he sucked and all this, and obviously wasn't helping his confidence and everything as well. But it's just part of the content, baby. You guys know how it works. And I thought some pretty funny highlight reel here from Prod. He had some moments, right? For example, shooting down this Sage wall was pretty much a highlight of his day, and the rest of the guys did their best to carry him, but it wasn't quite to be in the end. So as Prod says, somebody casted a voodoo spell on me, I swear. We know that Prod, theoretically, he's not quite to the level of a Marved or a Sinatraa or a Zoms or these players, and the intention, of course, of this team was just to make some good content. They made it about as far as I think they realistically could have done, to be honest, because by the time they got to the point in the tournament, they started to play actual teams with actual strats, with players that had been in the VCT before. That was where it was kind of inevitably going to break down the way these guys were playing. Even as Marv says, though, roasting Prod completely, I miss Ye, right? Because, yeah, maybe he didn't have the most top quality teammates here, Marv. Now, there was some further discussion here between Marv and even Chet, and of course, FNS here in the replies. It's simply impossible to see a thread where Marv says something something and Chet doesn't reply. So, you know, I'm just saying that if you're Som, you've still got to be a bit concerned that sometime this season Marv's coming in to that NRG team. Even Ye says, miss you too. Now, I think Ye initially replied with something like, oh yeah, give me Prod's account info and I'll log in and take over. But by the time he tweeted that, they'd already got out of the tournament. So that was kind of unfortunate. But, you know, as Sinatraa says, tough loss for the fans. O2 versus I don't know. We'll be back stronger. Hashtag Untable Beast fighting. So we'll see about this, right? They go out of the tournament there. We'll see the details in a second of how this series went down. I do wonder what's going to happen because, as I say, Marved will come back at some point. He's taken a break for now, but he's obviously still kind of willing to compete, right? And he was pretty great this weekend. Made some great clutches as well, despite being on bad ping or whatever the case was there. So at some point, there will be at least one tier 1 organization in the Americas that says, you know what, Marved, like, we're not doing so well right now. Come and join us. Whether it will ever be a Sentinels, just because whether, you know, that might have been a possibility. We talked about it during the off-season. But nonetheless, TenZ and Marved probably still a bit of bad blood there. If you guys don't know the story, I think it was a few years ago now, even maybe in the CS days, Marved had some comments on Kaide. TenZ is a fiance now, right? Pretty sure. So anyway, I think there's still a bit of bad blood there. So I don't know if that's actually going to be happening at all. But nonetheless, a team like NRG, Cloud9, various other ones, even 100 Thieves maybe, could want Marved potentially, but they've got banks, so probably not. So, you know, we'll see. But I'm sure Marved wants to come back. Whether Sinatraa wants to come back or actually can make that happen, I don't know. But, you know, he still played pretty well and was one of the best players, of course, this past weekend. You can often see kind of the natural talent coming through. And as Raucus says, who took them down 2-0 over the Untamable Beast, while they even got top 9, just fun running it down, you know, just having fun running it down and beating teams that literally practice every day, just straight up to Alpha. So it was honestly impressive that I thought they made it this far. But when they did finally play a legitimate team, Raucus and co, they went down. This was the series here. So Pancakes, Raucus, Kanpeki, Zachary, and Poach. Certainly an actual solid, legitimate team that were theoretically one of the favourites to make it through here. But they end up playing them in quite an early round. They go down 13-4 on Binds and then 13-7 on Icebox. And Prod was having a pretty rough time on the map 1 and the map 2 as well. Finishes 6-20 here on the jet to close up the series. So unfortunate scenes, but it just wasn't to be for these guys. However, though, Raucus and co go out of the tournament later on. They got kind of surprised, I suppose. I didn't really talk about it publicly, but decided to give it one last hurrah, playing again after coaching. Unfortunately, though, felt great. You know, we're out of the VCT. Good luck to everyone else. This was the final chance for Raucus. Same story for Kanpeki, of course, who was briefly on that Sentinels roster last season. And yeah, obviously he's going to have to sit out and see what there is to do and decide from there. So this is the thing. Some players, they can still make it. I'll show a couple of highlights here in a second from the actions of last night. But guys like Kanpeki and others, just because they didn't qualify for the VCT challenges doesn't necessarily mean they can't get signs. There are certain players, if they are, you know, high-level players that are worthy of consideration, they can get picked up anyway. And I don't know how many of the players that are on teams that qualify have to be retained by those teams, but it's very possible they could make some significant changes, especially given some of the teams that will be qualifying we will see today.
It's also tough right now because right now he's just in the mindset of going for kills. Oh my god. I actually give it to him though, no joke. He actually smoked his team off. He smoked his team off. He smoked his team off.
What is actually happening?
If I was in his situation, one thing you can do is like, because you're in the mindset of going for the kill just naturally because you have no kills. So just try to be as good of a teammate as you can be. Try to rely more on team play. That's one solution you can go for. Like rely more on team play and not so much on yourself. Or like try to help your team in a different way. And let the kill. That way you're letting the kill come to you on its own instead of trying to go for the kill. If that makes sense.
Flicky, you're gonna win this.
They called timeout.
No.
What?
Get some guesses?
No deal.
No, there's definitely one. I think Killjoy's still here.
I dropped the spike. I got the spike. 30 seconds left.
Where's this B player at? There's got to be a B player, right? That's not him, is it?
Down B.
Is there a guy B main?
Last player standing.
The Sage is opping B main. GG. Good run. GG's. UB are eliminated. The City Boys.
So this is the upper finals, actually, because the Nation got taken down by Squirtle Squad. Pretty good team up with Governor and Wedded and co. But it's still a surprise. They will play Zeldris and co. OR Esports to qualify. So one of the Squirtle Squad or OR Esports will qualify for challenges. So pretty crazy stuff. And it's going to be one of these two because the Nation got taken down by them. We saw here the Nation took down 99 Strength 2-1. They then lost to Squirtle Squad 2-1 here as well. Like the final map was Breeze 13-11. They were up here like 11-9, and then they lost 13-11. So I'm sure they're going to be kicking themselves about that one after such a great start to their defensive side. TIG dropped 30 for the loss as well, so pretty unfortunate. But what that means is Nation are in the losers bracket. Squirtle Squad OR Esports, that'll be one of the final teams to qualify. And then down here we shall find that, so Untamable Beast went out right here to Unfazed. They then went out to 99 Strength, and then Kid and Shelter got taken down as well. So we've got Nearest Airport versus 99 Strength. Then the Nation against Sonics again. Nation 2-0 Sonics the first time. If they can win that one, they just have to beat potentially 99 Strength again that they've done before. And then if the Nation can make it through to the lower final, they will play the loser of this series, which is up here, to qualify in a couple of days' time. So very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.